What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something that I think is a real secret or secret to successful prep, and that's routine and habits. Currently, I'm 16 days out from my first bodybuilding show, and at this point, your body's tired, your mind is tired, and motivation isn't always there. So, what carries you through all of that is structure. So, daily routine in prep, my entire day is built around routine. I wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, eat my meals on schedule, do cardio, train, and pose. Everything has its place. Why? Because your body knows what's coming. Digestion is smoother, energy is steadier, and you don't waste mental energy figuring things out. It becomes autopilot. So for me, if you want to have a successful prep, you're going to have structure, and you're going to have a disciplined approach. And if you don't have habits in place and you don't work on building habits, you are not going to be able to succeed in a prep. Even in an off season, you should be treating your off season like a prep. And if you don't have structure and you don't have a daily routine, you're not going to get very far, and things are going to get overwhelming for you, and you're going to struggle. So the habits that you build in prep are simple, but they're powerful. Weighing your food every time, tracking water, showing up for cardio even when you don't want to. These small things stack up over weeks and months. Those habits are what brings the conditioning and the detail. And the cool thing is, once the habit is there, the discipline takes over. You don't have to argue with yourself, you just get it done. So no matter how you're feeling, if your habits are in place and you've got a structured routine and you stick to them and you get used to sticking to them, discipline will drive you through everything in life. And it's not just in prep, it's everything in life. If you don't have a daily routine and you don't have a structured approach to each day as you wake up, and don't get me wrong, like, my life is not perfect. Some days I'm not sticking to my structure as best as what I want to, but at the end of the day, building those habits lead to consistency, and the consistency leads to discipline. And you're never going to be a disciplined person. You're never going to be able to execute on your goals and your dreams if you don't have discipline, you don't have consistency, and you don't have habits. And for me, routine is critical, especially in prep. It takes a lot of the emotion out of prep. So for me, I have like a checklist that I write down every single night, or I'll put it on my reminders on my phone of, okay, I need to get 6 meals down. I need to get them down at these times. I need to train at this time. I need to get my pre-workout meal in at this time. I've got 5 to 6 liters of water I need to get down, which I'll fill my water in the morning and make sure that I spread that evenly across my day. I've got my 10 grams Himalayan salt, which I weigh out every morning. If I really want to be productive and proactive, I will put together my gut health drink the night before. I also make sure every single week I've got all of my vitamins packed and ready to go, so that I don't have to sit there and think, okay, what must I take? What must I do? Everything is already prepped for me. I'm ready to take on the day. I've got my checklist, and every single day looks a little bit different. And you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be on point every single day. But as long as you being consistent and you holding to habits, you're going to get a lot further than someone who goes and does 100% on one day. So you don't have to give 100% every day, because not everybody has 100% to give every day. There's not one person in the world that does. So if you can stick to just doing, consistent habits every single day, it's going to completely outweigh the person that goes and puts in 100% on one day, but then they give 10% for the rest of the week. So consistency is key. And mindset and lifestyle benefits, this isn't just about bodybuilding. The discipline from routine carries over into everything: your job, your relationships, and your goals outside the gym. I genuinely believe prep makes you better at life because you learn how to show up consistently no matter how you feel. And that's what you need in life. You need to be able to show up when you don't feel like it. You need to be able to show up when your head is not there. You need to be able to show up when everything in your body and your mind is telling you not to do it. You need to be able to show up. And that's the only way you're going to get anywhere in life. It's the same with business. It's the same with relationships. It's the same with the bodybuilding prep. And you don't have to be like a robot. There's no need for a robot. You need to be able to adapt on days where you need to adapt. If you wake up and you're feeling exceptionally tired, plan out so that you've got some extra time during the day to maybe have a power nap or maybe give yourself a little bit of rest, because you're not going to be 100% all the time. So as long as you're sticking to the basics and you're ticking your boxes every single day, you are going to make progress. And you have to practice delayed gratification as well. Nothing is going to happen overnight. So you need to be able to tick the boxes day in, day out, stay consistent, and the results will show over time, but it's not going to happen overnight. So if you have one thing to take away from this, it would be routine is the backbone of prep, and habits are the tools that make it work. Motivation fades, but discipline and habits don't. So even if you're not prepping for a show, build your own routine. It creates systems that make it easier to stay consistent in fitness, work, or life. That's what gets results. So that was just a quick little chat. I'm currently 16 days out from my show, and honestly, if I didn't have a routine and I didn't have the habits built throughout this year, I would not have been able to cope right now. Mentally, I'm struggling. Physically, I'm struggling. I don't feel like going to the gym half of the time. I don't feel like training. But regardless of how I feel, I'm still showing up and I'm still getting it done and I'm still putting in the effort. And a lot of the time, everything is in your head. Once you get to the gym, once you start your workout, once you start your cardio, those things fall away a lot of the time. Those doubts and the idea in your head of you not wanting to do it. And you always walk out the gym feeling better and feeling more proud of yourself. And then you realize, it was actually, it wasn't too bad. And it made me feel a lot better. I can now go to bed without feeling guilty for skipping. And that's one of the biggest things. It's literally habits, consistency, and that will lead to discipline, because motivation is there in the beginning and then it fades away, and then what you have left after motivation, there is nothing if you don't have habits built. So you can't rely on motivation, you have to rely on discipline. And the only way you're going to build the discipline is by setting a daily routine, sticking to a daily routine, and prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized. Plan out time in your day to work, plan out time in your day to meal prep, and be proactive. If you don't have time in a day, if you're working a 9 to 5 and all, then prep your meals twice a week, weigh everything out, pack it into containers, put it in the fridge. It's 2 days a week. You just have to spend an hour or two and you've got all your meals prepped for the week. Then all you do is you take your food out, you warm it up, Bob's your uncle, all sorted. But the biggest thing that people want to bring out is excuses when it comes to this type of stuff. And I don't care who you are, what business you're running, there is always extra time, and there's always enough time to go to the gym. There's enough time to get in food. There's enough time to meal prep. There's so many people that make excuses on a daily basis, and they say, oh no, but this, and but that. But they honestly, there's not much to it. It's literally, at the end of the day, it comes down to how bad you want it and how bad you actually want to achieve your goals. And if you really want to achieve your goals, you're going to have to build habit and you're going to have to build structure. Because if you don't have structure in your day, you are going to fall flat on your face and you're not going to get very far, because your motivation is going to carry you maybe for a couple of days, maybe a week if you're lucky. And then the next week it's going to be like, oh, well, I don't feel like doing it anymore. So the main thing is ticking those consistent boxes every single day, and that will lead to overall growth. And you'll see over a couple of months, you will see growth. You will see a lot of benefits from it. But if you can't get into habits, then you're not going to get anywhere. And it can be quite daunting to go into habits, but that's why you need to have little short-term goals. So you start off with like, okay, I'm just going to do this for a week. I'm just going to stick to these habits just for a week. Then you move on into the next week and you go for it again. Just rinse and repeat. And you will see very quickly that it makes your life a lot better. You get to focus more on the things that you need to focus on. And you just have a more structured plan throughout the day. You focus more on everything, and you get results out of it at the end of the day. There's not one successful person that doesn't have like a good structure in their day and all of that. So that is all I wanted to speak about, is basically just discipline, consistency, and habits, and why it's so important, especially in prep. If I didn't have all of this, I would be struggling my ass off in prep. I honestly, like, I'm still struggling, but I would be struggling a ton more if I didn't have habits in place. And there will come times where you're going to need a bit of a break from those habits. So then structure your day a little bit differently for a day or two. Like, get out, do something different. Just try and break the habits a little bit so that it doesn't feel as repetitive. You can be flexible with it. But as long as you're writing down every night, okay, this is what I have to do, this is the times I have to do it, and you can just stick to that, like, it's going to make such a change in your life. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm trying to film as much as I can right now. Don't have the most energy, so I'm not filming much in the gym, but I thought I'd just hop on here and speak a little bit about the backbone of prep and what's helping me through prep, and also just in general in life. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications if you want to see a little bit more content. Yeah, see you guys on the next one. Cheers.